Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something pretty fundamental. How confidence is really built. It's quite a journey.
Yeah, it's not always straightforward, is it?
Not at all. And for this deep dive, we're actually drawing directly from excerpts of The Genesis of Confidence, Olivia's Journey. It's this really unique firsthand account of transformation.
A personal story which often gives the best insights.
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack how confidence isn't, this magic thing you're born with.
Right. Not innate.
No, it's a skill. It's like a muscle you develop through deliberate action, facing fear, making choices. Olivia's story, well, it gives us a fantastic roadmap for that.
Looking forward to digging in.
Okay, so Olivia starts off pretty directly. She says, "My name's Olivia. Thanks for having me here today. I want to tell you about my journey, how I went from a girl who could barely make eye contact to someone who could walk into any room and own it."
Straight to the point. Sets the stage.
Right. And then she hits us with her core idea, challenging that big misconception. Confidence didn't just appear overnight. I had to fight for it, learn it, and live through moments that almost broke me. But every single step made me stronger.
That fight, that struggle that resonates, it's earned, not given.
Totally. It's so easy to see confident people and just think, oh, they've always been like that.
The born with it myth.
Exactly. But Olivia calls it out. She says, if you think confidence is something you're born with, you're wrong. I'm proof that it can be built even from rock bottom.
From rock bottom. That's powerful.
It really is. And to get it, we need to go back to where she started. She actually calls this period, I was my own worst enemy.
That sounds familiar for a lot of people.
Yeah. She remembers growing up in Ohio high school, always feeling like everyone else was just born with it,
A comparison trap.
Totally. While other kids were talking in class, seeming so easy, she just ought hide. Voice too quiet, hands too shaky to even think about raising.
Just paralyzed with anxiety.
Yeah. By high school, she says she'd mastered the art of invisibility. Just kept her head down, wore bland clothes, did everything possible to not be noticed.
Blending into the background.
But here's the thing. She hated it. Hated that quiet, hidden part of herself. She really longed to be, the kind of girl who could laugh out loud, put her hand up without that knot in her stomach, walk into the cafeteria feeling like she belonged.
That internal conflict is so real. Wanting to be seen, but being terrified of it.
And she reflects on this so powerfully. She says, the truth is, I was my own worst enemy. I replayed every mistake in my head 100 times. If someone looked at me funny, I assumed they were judging me.
That internal narrative, spinning everything negatively.
Right. I was so afraid of embarrassing myself that I didn't give myself a chance to live. Just wow.
It's really striking how clearly Olivia lays out that internal battle. And what's fascinating, like you said, is how universal that feels. That inner critic just running rampant.
It really is.
And that tendency we have to project our own insecurities, assuming others see us as harshly as we see ourselves, it shows that initial barrier. It's not really external, is it? It's deep inside.
Such a powerful description, isn't it? But, okay, what often gets missed in stories like this is the actual pivot point. The moment something shifts.
The catalyst.
Yeah. For Olivia, it came kind of out of the blue junior year English class. Her teacher, Mr. Anderson, just asked her to read a paragraph aloud.
Oh, wow. Nightmare scenario for someone like her back then.
Totally. She describes it heart pounding like crazy, palms sweating, classic anxiety response.
Butterfly kicking in.
But then, almost without thinking, she took a deep breath. And she just read it, clearly. And when she finished, a couple of kids actually clapped. And Mr. Anderson smiled and said, Olivia, You have a beautiful voice.
Huh. Just a small moment of positive reinforcement.
Exactly. But for her, it's like an earthquake. She said,
Uh,
that was the first time I realized maybe my voice mattered. Maybe I mattered.
that's huge. A crack in the self-doubt armor.
It was. And from that tiny spark, she started something deliberate. Small things, really small, challenging herself. Like, answer one question in class this week.
Incremental steps.
Yes. Make small talk with the cashier. Say yes to that group project instead of trying to get out of it. She admits, at first it was terrifying.
Of course it was.
But each time I survived a moment I thought would crush me, I got a little braver. And here's the crucial insight she gained then. Confidence didn't come from pretending I wasn't scared. It came from doing the thing while I was scared.
That is absolutely central. I mean, that reframes courage completely, doesn't it? It moves away from this idea that you have to be fearless.
Right, like fear just vanishes.
Yeah, Olivia's experience shows that real courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness, the choice to act in its presence. The step-by-step approach, facing small fears again and again. That's the direct path to growth.
It makes so much sense when you put it like that.
You're essentially training your brain, teaching it that the thing you fear isn't actually as catastrophic as it feels. You build up tolerance, resilience, a new pathway, really.
Acting with fear, not waiting for it to go away. That insight really paved the way for her next big step, didn't it? College.
Hmm.
She calls this section turning fear into power. What do you see as the biggest shift there?
Well, it seems like the shift was from passively reacting to fear, trying to avoid it, like in high school,
Uh,
to actively deciding to use it. Fear wasn't just a barrier anymore. She consciously chose to make it, well, a tool, a catalyst for action. That's where it becomes really proactive.
exactly.
Yeah.
So she moved to Chicago for college. Big change.
Yeah.
And she has this firm resolution. I wasn't going to be the invisible girl anymore.
Easier said than done, I imagine.
Oh, totally. As you said, it wasn't like flipping a switch. She says, oh no, my first day, I walked into a lecture hall of 200 students and every old insecurity came rushing back.
That internal programming is strong.
It is. But this time was different. She had a strategy. She remembered this idea she'd heard. Confidence is built in moments, not miracles.
Moments, not miracles. I like that.
Me too. So she set herself this daily challenge. Every single day, I would do one thing that scared me.
One thing. Every day. Consistent action.
Yep. And these weren't always huge things. Some days, just raising her hand in that big lecture hall.
Still terrifying, probably.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Other days, introducing herself to a stranger at the coffee shop. And she even joined the debate club, which, she says, felt insane, considering I used to shake just reading out loud.
Wow, debate club. That's a big leap.
Huge leap. And the result of this daily practice, this compound effect, it was dramatic. She says, my life completely changed. I started making friends faster. Professors remember my name.
Getting noticed in a good way.
And I got offered opportunities I never would have seen if I stayed quiet. And through all of this, she learned something really important about connecting with people.
What was that?
I learned that people don't respect perfection. They respect authenticity.
Ah, yes, that's critical. Letting go of the need to seem flawless.
Exactly. And it all kind of came together one night at a debate tournament. She suddenly realized she wasn't nervous anymore. She felt excited,
The
energized.
fear had transformed.
Yeah, standing there, speaking my mind, I wasn't the shy girl from Ohio anymore. I was Olivia, confident, bold, and unafraid to be seen.
That's fantastic. And her daily challenge. It's a perfect example of a principle we see, well, everywhere in psychology and skill building. Consistent action can literally rewire our neural pathways.
Right. You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, think of it like a personal self-guided exposure therapy.
Yeah.
You face the small fear, you survive, maybe even thrive a little. Your brain gets the message, okay, that wasn't so bad.
The threat level goes down.
Precisely. That repeated, controlled exposure gradually dials down the fear response itself. It builds genuine resilience from the inside out. And her point about authenticity, that's the game changer. It shifts confidence from being a performance.
Like putting on a mask.
Exactly. To being about genuine connection. When you're authentic, you're not wasting all that energy trying to maintain some perfect image. That energy can flow outward, you know? Leading to much more natural, impactful
That
interactions.
makes so much sense. So now, years later, Olivia says she takes that same mindset into, well, everything. Her job, relationships, even those moments where she still feels a bit unsure or out of her depth.
Because those moments still happen, right? Confidence isn't about never feeling fear again.
Exactly. The difference, she explains, is that now she knows fear is just part of the process. It's information, maybe, but she also knows she can handle it.
Experience has taught her that.
Right. And she has this direct encouragement for you, the listener, if you're feeling stuck or think confidence just isn't for you. She says, so if you're listening to this and you feel like you'll never be confident, I'm telling you, you can.
That's a powerful message of hope.
Start small. Take the chance. Speak up. Simple, but not easy.
But doable, step by step.
And she wraps it all up with what she calls her ultimate definition. And remember, confidence isn't a destination, it's a daily choice.
Mm. That really grounds it, doesn't it? It brings it back to the present moment. It's such a strong reminder that confidence isn't some fixed state you achieve and then you just have it forever.
Right, like checking a box.
No, it's continuous. It's an active commitment. It's about making that choice every day, even when it feels uncomfortable, to show up, to engage, to let yourself be seen. It's the practice, the dailiness of it, just like Olivia found out, that builds it and, importantly, sustains it.
And that feels like a really good place to bring our deep dive into Olivia's journey to a close. Her story just drives home so powerfully that confidence isn't some lottery prize.
Definitely not.
It's not a trait you either have or you don't. It's a skill. It's
Uh,
built through consistent, courageous action, especially maybe doing things while you feel scared.
Acting despite the fear, not waiting for it to magically disappear.
That's the core shift. So as you think about Olivia's path, maybe ask yourself, what small one thing that scares you could you choose to do today?
Just one small thing.
Yeah. Knowing that every tiny step, every single moment, you choose bravery over comfort, it all adds up. It contributes to building your own powerful, authentic confidence. Thanks so much for joining us on the deep dive.